Hi, welcome to another pick a card reading. This pick a card reading is about love, okay? And I love this topic. It was asked by one of my viewers. Alexis asks, why has he stopped contacting me, right? So, this reading is going to be about communication, all right? So this should apply to people where there's been just a break in the communication, or the communication feels like distant, or it's changed in a way. And so this is only going to be for those of you who are wondering, who are wondering about like, gosh, why did my person stop talking to me, or what are they not talking to me about? What's going on? It's just basically a what's up for those of you guys who are experiencing some communication problems, okay? So let's go ahead and say this is pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. While you guys are picking, and again, pick with your heart, not with your eyes, okay? That's an important thing. Make sure that you're guided with your heart to which one speaks to you. But yeah, while you guys are picking, I just wanted to say thank you so much for all of the positive feedback you're leaving, the suggestions, the emails that I'm getting are great. And remember that all of these pick a card readings are general. If you want a more specific reading with me, I do provide private readings. And all of that stuff can be found in the description. And in fact, I mentioned you can email me with question, like, oh, can you do this kind of reading or that kind of reading? Just know that if you do email me, my email is also in the description. So, okay, so hopefully you guys have picked one, and if you haven't yet, go ahead and pause the video until your heart lands on one, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and start with pile number 1. And I just want to address that sound that you're hearing. You might be, I hear it, right? It's a little bird outside is just trying to get another bird's attention, I'm assuming, and and I've got my windows open because it's just such a nice day, and I just want to breathe in that fresh air. It helps me, it really actually helps me do better readings even. So, okay, so this is why they stopped contacting you. Okay, they need to heal from something. There's something that happened that hurt them that they need to heal from. Either that, or maybe they're a little sick and that's why they stopped talking to you, or they're not contacting you. Or one reason why they might be distant in their communication, like kind of like I don't know, sometimes you might like send a text to somebody and they're like, yeah, okay, and then that's it, but you kind of like expect them to at least maybe use a complete sentence when they respond back to you. It's because they're feeling bad. They're feeling sick. This could be a heart sickness or a physical sickness. I think for most of them, it's actually going to be a physical sickness. But it could also be like that they're hurt. They're hurt about something as well. It could be like for those of you who are wondering why they stopped contacting you, and you guys might have had like a fight or a disagreement right before then, they're still hurt from that, and that's why they stopped talking to you. Okay, but knowing why they stopped talking to you is one thing, but let's go ahead and look at these 3 love tarot cards to find out, like, well, what's the story here, okay? Because, sometimes people will stop contacting you, and then they'll get a hold of you when they feel better, like if they're sick. And then some people will stop contacting you, and then when they get better, they're like out of the habit of contacting you, that kind of thing. So we've got the Page of Trees, okay? And this is pretty good. It basically, what it's saying is that there's still hope for this relationship, so that's great. Okay, it says dreamer on it. Okay, that's what this card means in this deck. It's like kind of a dreamy card. This does refer to a person too, though. So your person who is either distant or not talking to you, they are thinking about you. They definitely dream about you. There's definitely hope. And with the trees is the suit of pentacles, right? In the traditional deck, it could have something to do with work as well. Like, for example, one story that might have happened is that they got sick, they missed work, then they got back to work, and they had all this stuff to do, oh my gosh, and then so they're like really, really busy right now. So it could be that. And then the Seven of Angels is saying that there's some progress here. There's a lot of progress, guys. So, yeah, you don't have to worry about that. You guys are progressing. So this situation isn't like they're not talking to you and they're never going to talk to you again. They will talk to you again. And we'll look into that very soon. And the Four of Stars is advancement. Again, I think that advancement could be talking about a job too. So it could just be that they're just overwhelmed. They've got, and this could be a card of being overwhelmed too. Like they're not getting enough sleep, that kind of thing. That's not the way it feels to me though. What it feels like was like a literal sickness. Like either they're hurt in their heart or in their mind or in their physical body, right? Not getting enough chaos with the rest of this to point to a mental illness, but it could be just like kind of feeling down though. And I mean, I don't know about you, but I'll feel kind of down when I get a cold, right? So there's that. Okay, so basically your advice for what to do about this is empathy. Just be really empathetic and understanding that sometimes they need a little bit of a break. And say that first before you point out, but hey, you didn't talk to me for X amount of days, weeks, months, whatever. Like, what's up with that? I don't want to repeat that kind of thing. So yes, use empathy first. Be like, okay, I understand that you had things going on. And then you can address like, but this communication thing really needs to get cleared up, right? So I'm going to go ahead and do the this to just give you a, like, I wasn't planning on pulling another clarifier, but I just want to make sure that there isn't anything I'm leaving out here, okay? Okay, I just want one, so, oh, that one feels right. I'll put that one out. I know I just said I only want one, but it just felt like I needed to pick another one after that, so. Okay, so the first one I picked is, okay, so this person's kind of being a little idle. When I get this card, and I'm reading for one of my clients, it means, oh, they're playing video games. So it actually could be like literally somebody playing video games, right? But like, what you've got is like, you've got all these emotions and everything, with the cups, and then you've just got them kind of like, not really paying attention to those emotions. So like, they're really not in a place right now where they really want to talk about their feelings. They want to heal from something. So another part is that they're just not feeling as connected right now. And that's not anything that you did. This is on them. Okay. This is on your person, not on you. And then the Hermit card, that makes sense. They need some time by themselves. This can sometimes come up if they're an introvert. I usually don't mention astrology in my readings just because it's not something that, like if I do it once, then I'm going to have to do it every time, right? But this could be a Virgo. The Hermit card is a Virgo card. It's a card associated with Virgos. But if they're not, that doesn't mean anything at all. I'm not a Virgo, and the Hermit card is actually my favorite card. Okay, but like the Hermit card just reminds us that sometimes we need to kind of like break away and reflect, and I'm really not surprised that the Hermit card would come up in a reading about not talking, because I mean, what's this Hermit doing? They're going away. They're going up the mountain into the darkness, and they've got, just their little staff there with their star lantern, and they want to be by themselves. So like right now, that's just where they are. And the best thing you can do is when they reach out to you, because they will reach out to you again, just, what they tell you, just let them know you understand that. and that you're sensitive to that, and that's okay. However, in the future, the communication has to be clear, okay? Hi, those of you who picked pile number 2. This card is going to be why they stop talking to you, or why the communication's kind of distant. You know, this is going to indicate what's going on in the relationship that's causing this communication problem. Okay, so they're really busy at work. And they're also like reconnecting to their roots. So like there's 2 messages here. They've got like stuff that they're trying to manifest, stuff that they're trying to create at work, right? And then they've got like some family stuff going on too. I'm not getting that it's negative family stuff, but that there's like family, there's something having to do with a family that's going on, and it's theirs. Like I'm getting this like a couple though, maybe. I mean, like, that it's a couple, but it's not it's not like they left you because they want to be with somebody else, or that they're not talking to you because they're interested in somebody else, or anything like that. What it's showing is that they're really wrapped up in helping somebody else with their relationship. You know, one of the images that come to mind is like, maybe they have a sibling that's going through a divorce, or a sibling that's going through a breakup, or maybe there's a younger person that they feel like they need to help right now, that kind of thing. But I mean, another thing is that they're not like thinking anything negative about you or anything. There's nothing negative about this card. So let's go ahead and look at this love tarot to find out, like, get some more information, right? Okay, so here we've got the release, metamorphosis, okay? That speaks to an ending to one situation and the beginning of another one. So right now, I really think that they're at a point where they're like, okay, I don't know if I can bring what I need to bring into this relationship. I don't know if I can make them happy. Your person's worried about not being able to make you happy and not being able to be good enough. It's like there's a little bit of kind of shame there. So there's that. And then there's also like this feeling that, you know, this stuff is so intense that gosh, they just feel so tempted by it, you know? It's intense, and they feel temptation about it, you know? It's almost like they feel like they're too attracted, and they want to, like, pull back. But when we're talking about the release, you know, we're talking about, like, they don't want to have to struggle with that. They want to feel like they're good enough. They want to feel like they're a good person, that kind of thing. So that's what that's speaking to in your relationship, okay? We've also got abundance, so there could be also like some complications also at work, and I mentioned that here, you know, some work issues. So yeah, the Ace of Trees is like something new at work, something new that has to do with making money, some kind of new creative endeavor. It could even talk to like classes that'll help them get better at their job, that kind of thing. And then you've got the Knight of Angels, which is the Watcher. So this person's kind of like spying on you. I mean, that might sound kind of creepy. And like, seriously, if you feel stalked by somebody, do something about that, okay? But I'm getting that it's not really as serious as a stalking situation for at least most of you, because I mean, I don't feel negative about this, but I'm getting that he's like checking up on you. Like, so if you have like some social media accounts, for example, he's like watching those, or if you if like, for example, if you work with him, he'd be like maybe checking your schedule to see like when maybe you're gonna work together, or when you're gonna be available, you know, that kind of stuff. He's kind of like checking up on you. So he definitely is still noticing you, okay? And oh, I'm so sorry. I'm using he, and I fall into using that pronoun because I'm a woman and I'm attracted to men. But use your own pronouns. This could just as much have to do with a female as well, okay? This could be your female person. So I'm so sorry about that. I read for all different kinds of relationships, and I'm trying to be more mindful of that. So I apologize if I offended anybody. So here's what you can do. This is interesting. This is a really interesting thing, because I don't get that you did anything like wrong or anything. But this is like ownership. The word is ownership, and the message is you acknowledge your misdeeds and accomplishments alike, and learn to love them as all lessons. So what you can do to bring this back together, bring this, kind of move it along, is just, it's like, ownership is one thing. So it's like, oh my goodness, well, does your person want to be like your slave? Right? But I think that another way of putting it, and I think this is what the card is trying to communicate, is that, own up to what's good and bad in your life. Own up to where you have responsibilities. Because that's really attractive to them. They like knowing that you have a strong sense of the impact you make on the world. Sometimes a card like that'll come up and it'll just kind of confuse me, because it's not what I expect, right? But the more that I'm talking about it, the more it feels like, yes, that's exactly what you need to do. So if he's watching you, or she is watching you on social media, one thing that you could do is be like, you could make it like a funny post. Like, if you drink a lot of coffee, you could be like, I just want to say that I take full responsibility for all the coffee I'm drinking today. Or if you love to read, like I do, I love reading, you could be like, I just want to say I'm taking full ownership of the fact that I stayed up all night reading, or something like that. Just, you could even, like, you don't even have to talk about anything like all that serious. You could just say that. For some reason, that is something that they like to see. They like to see you be like, yep, I do that. It's like, it's not that they want you to be like debasing. Like, they don't want you to be like negative towards yourself or anything, but they just want to see that you recognize that you have responsibilities. Some things you have complete control over, some things you don't, that kind of thing. And another thing that I'm getting now that I'm talking even more about it is that they see that as a strength in people who know enough about their lives to know like what's affecting them and what isn't affecting them, what sorts of things in their life that they are like what sorts of things in their life that they're the ones that are affecting the change, versus the things in their life where they're not the person who affects the change. Like it's really out of your control. This is equal parts, like not only taking ownership of what is in your control, but also taking, knowing, like saying, well, it's not on me if these people are gonna do something crazy, right? That kind of thing. So yeah. Yeah, this is actually a very positive thing, because like the reason they're not talking to you makes sense. It's not something negative, and this is going to be resolved. If it's not resolved on your side, it's going to be resolved on their side, because they're still definitely very interested. So I'm going to take a drink from my water. Okay, group 3. We're going to be looking at these cards to figure out, like, what's going on, what's up with this communication stuff. This is going to be the card that's going to describe why they stopped talking to you, or why there's this, like, weird distance between the two of you, okay? Oh, okay. Well, they're interested. They're doing a lot of research. Like, I see this card and there's like so many different ways that I can interpret it. But what's coming out to me, what jumps out about this card to me right now, is that they're doing some research. They might be in school. They might be the kind of person that like kind of just gets lost on Wikipedia, clicking more and more links, and that kind of stuff. It's like they're really, really lost in information. They're trying to They're trying to get like enough information. So like between the two of you, they don't feel like they have enough information on you. Closed books can also, I know that there's one that's open up here, but closed books can also refer to secrets. So they might think that you're keeping something from them. You know, and again, this is the reason why they aren't communicating with you as much, right? So they might think that you're keeping something from them and they don't know whether they should trust that or not. Or they could be keeping something from you too, but it reads so much more about getting more information and that kind of thing. So this person is either like totally into their work and studies, or they feel like there's some, my friend calls it dodgy. I talk about my friend a lot, I've noticed in this, in this, he's one of my best friends, and he's constantly talking about how like, ooh, I don't like that, that's dodgy. You know, he lives in a different country, and I don't know if they say that more often in that country or not, but, basically, you know, maybe they feel like there's some kind of, like, there's something up that has to do with not getting enough information. So that would include maybe some deceit or something being held back, or just, like, yeah, just not getting enough information. Like, there's something missing here, that kind of feeling. Which is interesting, because normally when people feel that way, they will go and they'll figure it out for themselves. They'll be like, hey, wait a minute, what did you mean by that? But maybe they feel embarrassed about that. Let's go ahead and look at these love tarot cards to get a little bit more, like, advice on this. Okay, so we've got the Ten of Trees. This confirms that there is definitely something that's going on with work, because the trees are the same as pentacles in this deck. And also loyalty. So they, I mean, they're really loyal to their work. You know, yeah, but, you know, this is a heart tree, okay? So it's also showing that they're really loyal to you, too. Like, they feel like they've been good for you. I really think that if they feel like there's any kind of deception, they're worried that it's on your part. Like, maybe you're not being honest about your feelings. Oh, gosh, it just hit me. Like, another thing that might be going on is that they might actually think that you don't really like them as much as you say that you do. Which I've seen this in relationships before. I mean, I've even experienced it in a relationship with somebody who is now my, like, life partner. Okay? So, I mean, I know that this happens. But sometimes people, like, really, like, they really don't believe that you actually like them. So yeah, he or she might feel like, you're out of their league somehow. And there's some diversity. There might be some issues with, like, a culture clash, or some issues with, like, they feel like they want to reach out to you for help, or for, I'm sorry, I just want to make sure, I'm kind of honing in on this, because I want to make sure that I get this right. They want to reach out to you and talk to you, but they also find that when they're talking to you, they feel like kind of competitive, or like maybe like they're worried that you guys might have an argument, or that you'll misunderstand what this person means. You know, this is all about misunderstandings and like this misunderstandings and competition. So he or she, I'm sorry, use the pronouns that feel comfortable for you. I read it for all relationship types, and I just use he because I'm a female that's attracted to men. And so please just substitute your own pronouns in. Yeah, this person might feel like there's like maybe like they don't want to start something like something like negative, you know. They want it to be positive. They want to be seen as positive. And like maybe it's like, well, you stop talking to me, or you're not being as, you know, open with me as I want you to be, or something like that. And so why should I be nice to this person or anything like that? But this just really just, it's like they're afraid of that. They don't want to face that right now, or they're just afraid that that's going to just really, I don't know, ruin your relationship. Aw, and then you got the lovers. I didn't even look at it before just that now, so I didn't even know that that was gonna go to that place. But yeah, so you guys are gonna get back together. Or if you guys are already, definitely together and maybe they're just being distant, they're staying with you. Yeah, they don't want anybody else. It's not like they stop talking to you because they want anybody else. They want to stay with you. This could also speak, I've had this come up in a reading in a different way once. And since it came up in that way, that time, I just want to also talk about how sometimes the energy of the lovers, it's like, it's like coming together. It's like, connecting with the community even sometimes, this person might be so like sexually attracted that it's scaring them. Like they don't want to come off as being like if you're worried that this person is playing you, or maybe that they don't like that they just want to have sex with you, or they just want to be intimate and that's it. That is not their intention at all. They want to be with you. This isn't just a physical thing. This is a soul thing. This is a heart and mind thing. So understand that. And understand that they also are aware that they don't want you to think that. Not because they're being deceptive, but they don't want you to think that because that's not the way they are. So this card's going to give us some insight on what you can do, if you want to get this communication going again, all right? And of all the readings, this one looks like the one that's they're going to reach out to you as quickest, the most quick. I do get a 10 and I get a 6 as far as we've got 10 again here. So I would even say 10 days, 6 days, and the communication will pick back up, that kind of thing. I don't really feel like it's months or weeks. I feel like this is a more days thing. That's not, I'm going to go ahead and say that's not going to apply to all of you guys. I'm reading for a whole group that picked this pile. But that's going to apply to most of you. Okay. Oh, friendliness. Okay. So all you have to do is just, kind of if you don't want to sometimes when people are being distant or you don't, they're not, it's like the ball's in their court, and so it's kind of their turn to talk to you. And some people really hate having to reach out and, to them, before they contact, because they don't want to appear needy or anything like that. Right. Well, friendliness, that's something you can do. If you do, I would encourage you to reach out to them and just be like, hey, I was just thinking about you, and that's it. You don't have to say anything else. Just say, hey, I was just thinking about you. Hope you're doing well. That kind of thing. If you're just flat out not in contact at all. And then for those of you who, the person just being kind of distant and weird, make sure that they know that this huge conflict, that you're willing to be, civil with them, basically. You're willing to be cordial and connect that way. Because when you're friendly, it's love-based. I don't care if it's in a romantic relationship or in any kind of relationship, or even if it's with your pets. It's based on love. When you're friendly with people, when friendship is love between two people, it doesn't mean that you want to spend the rest of your life with each other when it comes to your friends. Maybe you do, I don't know. But it just means that you want to spend some time with that person, right? So friendliness, you can apply that to all your relationships, but in this situation, coming across as being maybe more friendly, more open to conversation, and that kind of thing is going to go a far way. So yeah, you guys look great. I mean, the lovers really hits it. That really seals the deal here. So yeah, that's what's going on. Thank you for staying till the end of my video. I just want to go ahead and let you know that I really appreciate all comments, likes, subscribes, all of that great stuff. It just helps me know that I'm doing a good job and that you're enjoying, what you're enjoying what I'm putting out there, Again, I do have private readings that I offer. and they're very popular. So the turnover can be kind of a long, it's like the wait right now is 5 days, but I do the emergency thing where just for a little bit more, you can get that turnover in 24 hours. So just kind of keep that in mind. And if you have a question of your own that you want me to answer, go ahead and let me know, like in a pick a card reading, okay? If you've got a question that you'd like me to answer in a pick a card reading, let me know. Comment, email, whatever you feel most comfortable with. Thank you.